Top 5 projects. Boom. And now it's working online, just as it worked with locally. So this kind of completes your thing. If you can get your Gemini to work online, make a video of that happening, showcase it to us. We're gonna show you some love. We're gonna show you some appreciation. Thank you very much for being part of the 8 week challenge, even though it was a bit more than 8 weeks. But hey, we're keeping moving, we're keeping it P. So here's the deal. There's gonna be a blue today, right at the and we're about to get started, right, people? So blue today, right? So a few little small tweaks to the application, few little upgrades. So these are the upgrades. They have all those shiny things going on there. So right now we're going all the way to week 8. We're topping it up now. Now we're finishing things. We're making sure that things end up on a very smooth trail. So at the very end of this thing, don't forget we're gonna have a prize reveal. Whoever is on top of the leaderboard, basically the Hall of Fame geniuses, whoever is up here at the top will get an equivalent amount of coins equivalent to their points. And those coins that they get will be exchangeable to cash. We just have to see how the thing goes about. So if you have 400 points, you have 400 rands. If you have 390 points, you have 390 rands. But now we gotta make sure no one else takes your spot in the table. Hence why there's this now. There's the new learning paths. So these learning paths are only gonna be accessible to you guys only after you have finished the 8 week challenges. So the videos are gonna be updated, don't worry. So you first have to start with the skills path. The skills path varies depending on your skill level. So if you chose beginner at first, it's gonna teach you beginner level skill sets. It will be wise for you just to watch them, just to get your mind refreshed a bit on those concepts. It actually really helps a bit. And then from there, you're gonna move to the authentication series. In the authentication series, what you'll be doing there, you'll basically be doing authentication or doing login and register on different languages and on different frameworks. So on the first video, it's more of an overview of what you guys are actually supposed to do with login. So we are using Firebase in this instance. Firebase is a robust database. I actually teach about it a lot in my channel. I'll link a few videos about it in the description to this one below. Also then, Firebase actually comes in with built-in authentication, right? So in the 8 week challenge, I did connect you guys with Firebase a bit, but it wasn't for authentication. It was more for storing data in Firestore. So Firebase is Firestore and also has authentication, also has storage. Actually, Firebase is a whole video of its own, a remake actually, if you think about it. So this is the login and register using Flask, Python, and Firebase. So this is how you can make a login screen and register on Flask using your Firebase account. And then this is the Stone and Run Home Affairs app, the real app integration. So this one uses Android Studio. It uses Android Studio to teach you how to, you can use Firebase in Android Studio to create, register, and login from a already existing app and see how the functionalities integrate with Firestore. So you can also now get to see how that goes on Android Studio side. So on the fourth episode, it's identity login and register flow. So identity is found in normally in C# MVC. So normally when you're doing MVC applications, which I also teach on this channel, I'll also link a few videos of it in the description below. There's a 2-hour video where I teach about MVC, and you get to really dive deep and understand what actually goes on in the MVC architecture. But in this particular video, it only dives deep into the registration flow in terms of how do you connect your database to actually receive, register, and allow the user to log in after registering, and also not allow unregistered users to log in a sense. Also, it does have your built-in validations and all that stuff. So I do recommend this video if you are doing applications development to quite watch. It does make you evolve more as a C# developer in terms of you rolling out applications a lot quicker. So the next thing is the modern authentication with VET. So modern authentication with VET, it's more or less using Firebase with TypeScript to create a login screen and a register screen, similar to the other flow of the videos above. So you doing this, you're gonna now be able to integrate login and register on top of your 8 week challenge portfolio app, meaning now you have a full functional application you can just sell to anybody. Keynote. Uh, episode 6 will come here, but it's not gonna be about notification. It's gonna be about payment. It's gonna be a new series that we're gonna be rolling out called the payment series. But that one is gonna start airing at around August. So keep up on a look for that. We are gonna start advertising for it a bit. So this is me starting the wave in a sense. So yeah. Also, there's a new thing we have here: digital ID and QR code. So me, I haven't completed challenge one, no completed my profile information. So it's a new account that I forgot my last password. So now then, meaning what? It means that this digital ID and QR code generator basically gives you the authority to kind of have like a normal, I won't say a normal CV, but a modern CV that showcases the skills you learned here, showcases what you've done, showcases what you came from and what you are now. And also, we have the community showcase program where all the nice people who have been competing and who have been actively involved in the challenges get to see themselves as the amazing developer talent. So hopefully, as we get funding and as we get more scalable, we're gonna open these opportunities up for other companies to come and pick up talent here. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to also showcase your skill to companies before you even graduate, because the job market is tight. The closer you can get to being hired while still studying is the better it is for you. So with that, I'm gonna go now to our login screen. I'm gonna re-log in again, just to start afresh, so you guys know what to do. All right, then. So we're doing 8 week number 8. So submitting our final portfolio link, gonna write reflection and progress lessons learned, and admin review and leaderboard ranking. So I expect you guys to do this on the reflection. Write the reflection progress of all the 7 weeks up till the 8th week. If you lazy, you can just go put it in chat and ask chat to write it for you, and then just make sure you include the new things we're about to do here. So check this, guy. So right now, normally, right, we be going to our code. So I already did this thing, but I fumbled the video. So yeah, you guys have to watch with me now. I know, it's tragic. So basically, what I was doing was just testing the dark mode, whether it works, whether it doesn't work, or what exactly should work. So in a sense, it didn't really feel as if how can I put it? It didn't really feel as if I was doing anything that major. But the important aspect here was that I was perusing through my app, seeing where to add my Gemini API, and I realized, okay, I have a whole bunch of GitHub projects that are hard to read. Even I don't want to read them. So I was like, okay, why don't I make a GitHub Gemini integration where our Gemini will read our GitHub projects and then summarize them in an easy to read format for any individual to come and see. So I was like, all right, then let's try that out. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is me going to Gemini. Oh yeah, I was trying to get to Gemini here. Okay. And then I bet. So what you simply gonna do? You're gonna go in your browser, search Gemini. After searching for Gemini, search for Gemini AI Studio, because if it's just Gemini, I think it's gonna lead you to the Gemini thing that we don't want. See Google AI Studio. Yeah, search for Google AI Studio. It might be a bit faster than me. Yeah, I was facing some verification issues. Yeah. And I think I ended up switching accounts. Yeah, I think I found the right account there. But yeah, it's Google AI Studio. Once you're in, this is not normally the page you get. Yeah, like once you're inside, it's the page you get. Once you're in Google AI Studio, and then you're gonna see different models with different. You see how these things have like different prices here and different stuff. So this is actually very important. Yeah, I should actually mention this more. So the pricing, you see how Gemini has 0 and it doesn't like have much. That means it most likely sucks. But at the same time, if you're starting out, that's not really a bad thing. All you want to do is just an AI that responds back to you. So you can pick Gemini if you want. Me, I don't know which one I ended up picking. I'll show you guys in my code. Let's go check my code out real fast. Let's pause this. We'll go to my code. I ended up choosing Gemma. Okay, I chose Gemma as my default model, and then I chose Gemini 2.5 Flash as my fallback model. Don't worry, we'll get to this JavaScript script a bit later. I just want to give you guys a bit of an understanding of where you get stuff. Okay, so here when you come in, it's gonna be like, okay, you get Gemma and all that stuff. I'm just gonna make it half of it. So after you see like Gemma, there's all these API keys here. There's a section here, get API key. Once you click that, it's gonna send you somewhere like here. If you don't have any keys, me already have had keys. There is a free billing plan, so activate your Google billing plan. Then again, you'll be able to connect it to your projects like how I'm connecting right now on my screen. So after you have done all that activation, you're gonna get an API key like so, and then make sure that API key you take it. Look where I'm gonna go put it. Don't put it there, but fine. You can put it there in theory, but it's not safe. It's not safe. That's why I revoke my keys every time I use them. I put it here and then I revoke the key. I don't even know what was happening this time around. So I was like, okay, but I have my keys. I put my key. I say this is my Gemini key. Yeah. So you see, this is me prompting. Hey, Baba, prompts engineering at its finest. I think what I was putting there was the rate limiter. So the model knows, okay, the model that I want you to use, this is its rate limits. So it also limits the code as well. So now I don't have to do any fine tuning afterwards. It's more of a one smooth process. So that's the type of thinking I want you guys to be on, where you're not intrinsically thinking about the whole complex stuff behind the code. AI can do that stuff. When you have to direct AI in such a manner that it does that stuff for you without breaking other things. Because you see, before here, I even had an error here as well in the hero section. The thing was breaking apart, was not doing the things. So I was like, okay, maybe if I can do something else, it can kind of alleviate my stresses. I was like, okay, then why don't we just try with this thing? Make sure to check the ones from the GitHub API return. So that was like my whole prompt. Hope you guys are following along. So the prompt it came back with responses. So now this thing was making prompts for me, in a sense. So the prompts you get here are not necessarily the best, but they are something to start off with nicely. Because you can now go to any other LLM and then ask that LLM to improve your prompts for you. And it's all just changing one thing. Make sure that when you're improving your prompts, you take into consideration your data structures in whatever database you're doing. Since we're using Firebase, our data structure is going to be in JSON. Hence why you're seeing all these JSONs here. Example of dynamic data. So most likely AI will try to trick you and make something that doesn't work. Make sure you look out for other such cases like that. As you can see right now, I'm actually reading show and making sure that whatever I'm looking at, basically I read it, I understand it, and then from there I know how to tackle it and take it a step further, in a sense. So apply the necessary changes in my code base. Keyword code base. Now it knows it has to read. Because if you don't say code base, it's gonna have issues. First it generated its prompt, right? So it's a new utility class. Then now it asked me again, how do you want to use this in your front end or back end? Then I was like, I don't know. Hey, I wonder what I said. Let's see what I said. I said do it in my front end. So I started off with front end. You could have started with back end, it could have worked. But me, I was like, nah, let me start with front end. If it's in front end, I can see what's happening. If it's in the back end, you can't see. You have to now do console logs and all that stuff. That takes up time. But now when you're diving, you want to make sure that you do the thing that takes the least amount of time. You don't have to do something in the hardest way for you to achieve it. Just do it the shortest time possible. But the cheese. Speaking of doing the shortest thing possible, so once you have prompted that guy GitHub Copilot to do your front end, this is the type of backend you're gonna have to want. You see this? This is a simple Gemini proxy, so it's on Node.js. place this in your project root is API Gemini JS file. Alright, so this is Gemini API folder JS file, right? Import Express from Express, so you have to do that import Express thing. Yeah, prompt this guy, he'll make it for you. If it pops up as an error, if you don't have it, then you're gonna use Express router. So now me, what I like to do, I like to keep things safe. Fine, I put my key here. Ideally, it's not best practice for you to put your key here. We have to go put our key where? In our .env file, right? So we could do that. I think I did that. No, I didn't do that. Where is it getting this guy? Oh, it's declaring him. So most likely we have to go put this in our .env file. We're gonna go put it at the end of the video, so stick around. But it's pretty easy. You can just ask this guy, kind of do it for you. Just come here, say remove the API key. Gosh, wait. From the code and put it in .env file and call it there. Okay, so basically it's gonna do the whole .env file thing for you. So you need this code, so it's gonna be in the template homepage, like I don't know, week 8 repo. So look for it there. I'm gonna push it to main. Yeah, at the moment still on week 6 because I just didn't do the branch thing. I did the branch for week 7, but I was on week 6 now, but it's fine. Okay, should I edit it from week 6? So I'll create a new branch from week 6. So you see how this thing is starting for you, so you can just say enter and it does the things. So keep okay, but so it has changed the file a bit, giving us a little bit of more freedom. You want to run it again just to see if it still works. There are Gemini documentations. You can look at that if you want to, but I'm not necessarily focused on looking at the docs. I'm just gonna take this prompt. There's a reason. Back. Gemini model failed. Oh, I must have clocked my Gemini model. Crazy. Okay, I think it is because my server is not running. Another thing you gotta have is a server. Make sure your server is in the root folder. See how it's in line like with your package JSON files, so it can be picked up a lot quicker by the other things. So the ports it's serving relies on the ES built one, so you can rest assured that it'll always be serving the right ports. So another thing I'm gonna factor in is deploying something like this, which is gonna be another hassle, but don't worry, we'll cross that bridge when you get there. Okay, so right now let's run our app and see how things are like. So we're gonna wait for it to respond. At least now we know it went through. Last time it just failed on the spot, so that's how you know your server ain't running. Boom. And it gives back a response like so. So it's kind of a vague description. In summary, Okay, let's ask the top 5 one. Let's see what it does. Because it does fetch him back, but now it doesn't do what we want, right? Ooh. Huh. Oh. You see this? My mouse mover. Gosh. Eye tracking tool. Hey, yeah, we once did NFC tags. That's fun. Number of repositories for general programming. Pesareg. Pesareg was our last project. Everyone was involved in kids. 1,007 folks. A working register and login system for ASP.NET MVC.NET project. Racing car gesture control style. Oh yeah. This one uses OpenCV. Then there's the AA playground. Doesn't have much of a description. So now you see this thing can't read the code, but it can read the projects. Now taking it a step further, we'll be making it read the code, but nah. I think that's a step for another day. Or we're gonna make that a hackathon. I'm gonna teach you guys how you can scrape something from our website, and then it's gonna be a hackathon of sorts. But for now, you all gotta get your chatbots to be a bit like that. Okay, so where's that video? I think it's this one, if I'm not mistaken. Gosh, this one is a fail. I think it's this one. That's loud. Yeah, now you see why that video was like that. Check Kabashon. This thing applied the changes. So what you were seeing there was like the more of a finished version of what we're going at. But here, this is how the initial prompt was like. Questions on what I've done. So this was me giving it the prompt. Because see, it generated all that. After generating, I decided to keep, and then I KDH asked. So first, I wanted just to see my build prompt. So because I wanted it first to like, you see the two prompts. I wanted it to first know what to ask itself, and then from there I can build from that. Wherein I come in as the person with the third prompt. Notice when you go into AI and you ask it the first time, it can kind of get you, but not really. And then you kind of fine tune your question. Then it kind of gets what you mean, and then you say it the third time, and then it kind of gives you what you want. So similar context here. I looked at that psychology we kind of often have with AI, me and my team. Like, oh, okay. Normally, when you go in the first time, even if no matter how good you try to label your thing, it will always understand it incorrectly because it will always need some sort of reinforcement for it to know this is the right direction it's going. So here we're purposely giving it reinforcement in our projects where we are feeding it and feeding it our projects so it constantly knows. So, oh, for this particular project or for this particular individual's projects, this is what I say. For this particular individual's projects, this is what I say as well. So in quite the context, it kind of be like that as well. So you see here, okay, a prompt like, okay, put a prompt like so that as the initial prompt, and then put a chatbot like feature that will use the Gemini API to answer the queries about my project. Then I started doing that. Started adding my repos. So you see how started adding my repo. You see these things: the type repo, ID, name, HTML, description, language, recognition count, box count, topics, owner, stargazers. Yeah. So basically, these are like the things that we know we can get from GitHub just by scraping the screen. You check. So if you can scrape the screen of GitHub, you can scrape the screen of anything. So okay, that thing means that we're gonna use these as metrics. So these metrics can be represented as anything. It doesn't have to be your GitHub repo now anymore. You can just represent it as any other context window you have, or represent it as how can I put it? Because I don't want to give you guys ideas, but I'll just give you an idea. Look at the news. The news, there's only one person that posts, and then that they all fetch from the one person, and either ChatGPT their way through it to some context, or there's some word tokenizer that does it, but there's some form of word tokenization that happens where the story is straight a little bit depending on who's telling it. So getting to the source there means that you're ahead of the market, right? So because if you can get to the source of the story, get the story fresh, it's not fabricated, the other people will buy from you, meaning that you're in a more lucrative position. Think of it that way as well, and more for AI. If an AI already knows the metrics it's working with, it's already going in a straightforward position. All you have to do is just find a way to direct it a little bit to stray off course. Already it has speed, it has traction. All you have to do is just move it a bit to the side, just to where you want it to go. Think of it like that when you're kind of simulating this type of things like this. Make sure that you have your data structures. If you don't have your data structures mapped out, it's going to be a bit of an issue. Then now I was putting in error messages on my Gemini. Hey, look at me, dog. I was struggling. Your life is a mess sometimes. So this is me. So now it is creating Gemini JS. So here's the thing. It created this thing, yes, but it sucked. That's why that video was so long, because I was trying to debug and I was like, no, this thing ain't working. Then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just go to my working code I had. So I had a repo I already had. It's called, let's go look for that repo. Got the name of it. It's most likely here. Ooh, let's go look at this repo. Quick. Gemini console. Yeah, it's on my GitHub, I think. Should be on my GitHub. Yeah, it's on my GitHub. On my GitHub, it's called what? Gemini console. I'll link it then in the description below. So you see, this is like a very small description of the code where you can get to ask this thing a farming related question. Yeah. This one, how do you run this? In another node main.js. Now module. Install. Alright, then ever modules. How to grow cabbages. Another thing should be responding. Yeah, there it is. Stay out there responding and giving all this feedback like so. So this is very important feedback, because now you being able to basically, how can I put it? You being able to understand and interpret this thing of working at a smaller scale, it's gonna enable you to apply it at a larger scale. You check. So there's a lot that goes around with this. Make sure that you don't overcomplicate things by making them a bit too complicated. So another thing to wrap it up, so you guys, all you have to do is just integrate this Gemini API, and then once you have done that, go showcase on your video. I want a video. That's the surprise. I want a video for you guys. So the video should be not more than 2 minutes. It can be from 30 seconds to 2 minutes at least. So in the video, you're gonna submit the video link in your social media post. So you will post on LinkedIn, and on LinkedIn you will link your video, or you can just post your video on LinkedIn and then link the description, or link the link description here of the thingy. Then I'll go watch the video there, because I wanna watch a video now. I've seen your slides, I've seen the pictures now. Now I wanna watch your thing. I wanna watch your app in flow. I wanna see it go, and hopefully you can make it flow. So easy things, right? Use this Gemini console thing to kind of get yourself started, because it kind of gives you the base code you need. And then once you feel confident, you can go implement it that side, or just take this code and then ask Copilot to implement it for you, your side. Make sure to take note of the server functions, because now we'll be taking account of servers, right? All right, then let's spin back to this video. So now we're gonna try and deploy this thing. So we need something proper now. I need something proper, right? GitHub update. Alright, so the other agents actually do this for you, like Kesa. Kesa is just straight cheating. That's why I prefer a bit of Copilot, because it kind of gives you that little programming feel to it. So yeah. So now I want you to also put a proper GitHub commit message that is readable and that your teammates can most likely try and follow, and your other kids that might learn from you. So make sure that you put in something nice. All right. Message. Yeah, I don't want to put in the same stuff. It's gonna seem redundant. Message. So it's more or less the same thing, but put it twice. Put it twice. I want you guys to start practicing this thing. Even I don't practice this enough, because now it's bad practice if you don't do this, and you have to do this when you code, because now it makes your things a whole lot clearer on what features you did. And with the additional tools like Copilot, you have no excuse not to do it. So people do it. So we just pushed our thing to week 6. Let's go check it out and get. Okay, that's good. Yeah, bam. So gonna commit it. I put request to that land. Oh god, it's a running over. Oh no, the preview. Didn't see it. Wait for it. And you get your link preview, yeah. Then if it's you, you'll be able to check out your thing. That's why I wanna video this. Nice things on. So now let's see if our things still works. Model. Yeah. How is it go fit? Never that easy, I tell you. Never that easy. Didn't go. What's it doing now? Yeah, do that. So basically now what's happening is that the virtual can't access my local server. So now I need to push my local server up to Vercel. So I'm just gonna update this file. So now it means we have to do a merge. I have to merge this code with the main code. In a sense, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. This one. It's gonna be a blast. Yeah, I started ending it up now. You see, we're capping up everything. Next step, redeploy a project to Vercel. Alright, so it's gonna commit. Changes. So I can debug easy, I'm gonna go to main now. Create pull request. Abandon the code. Yeah. I lost the project. That's crazy. Oh, so now you see the importance of having things in Git. I just lost my code there, but I was able to get it back through checking out on Git. Okay, I hope you all saw that. That is a major mistake on my side. Now I need to find a way to deploy this thing. Include the Vercel link here, so we can call. Okay, yeah, there's a workaround around this. A way easier workaround. We're gonna do it, yeah. The link homepage. Take this whole thing on the side back to the code. I give it the link and I say, okay, have an if else statement that will detect whether the call is coming from the cell or localhost, then properly decide which URL to use the appropriate. Well, now. Remember, this is my Gemini test file. Okay. This is the importance of having test files, because now you can experiment with them. If they bug out, just delete them. Main file is still inside. Okay, if things starts bugging, just regular patch yourself. On this side. The backend now supports environment-based API endpoint selection. It uses a Gemini API and URL environment variable sets for defaults the real Gemini API endpoint. This mirrors the logic from your test files and allows for flexible testing or staging setups. Okay, easy. Now we're optimizing a bit on our staging for Gemini. Alright. V1 beta. I don't see that it changed. I don't think we can do it like so. Let's just test it out. Close the comment message. Yeah, okay, Manak. Before we proceed, Nanko week 6. Screen editing in 8 minutes ago. That was week 8. Okay, it's cool. Boom. Yeah, now we parose into GitHub API. Behind main by the way to find out is to make this pull request. Adding Gemini. Gemini added. Set up environmental variables on. So, all right, then you create your pull request. So now it's an open pull request. This branch has been deployed and all that. So it checks the path, no conflicts. Then you merge, confirm merge. Then we have merged with main. Then I have to go back here to the main branch. Reload a bit. Yes, I did it. So it's gonna take its time to merge up. Now let's go see our preview. Still getting the air. Let's see what our console is giving us. 83744. Yeah, how many events I didn't have Saturday live? Let's go to Vercel. Obviously, not in dark. The dashboard, so I'm looking at that project. Tell me, man. Let's see. Deployment manga. Ma, indaba ikhona yazi. Ithola phanto la. Izinto zentsambala. Into engibhekayo la. Ngibizwa nge-ANV noma yini. Ngizoyichaza le-AI leyo kodwa sengifikile la. It's Gemini API universal. Imagine that's the quickest way. Environmental variables. What's in them? Focus it. Okay, so stage at a push. Week 8.1. Okay, review my code. Code one last time. Publish branch. Okay. Publish to origin. There's environmental variables. Ngendlela yakhona yokubhala le angishaya ngicabanga to put here universal. Which one did I use, man? And I don't know as AI is, they are not right with my code. The name Bolo. Thank you. I'm going to Your AI is making our brains hot. This is why this is the last video I'm doing this thing. Go now, start studying for math. But you guys, if you learned a lot, fuck, I could have just imported this thing. Deploying it. Alright, so hopefully this is our last deployment and we are going to see how the API works in a full-fledged working application. Oh, boom. Yeah. Sengisebenze kangaka. Ngideploy ke-branch wrong. Kodwa ngideploy ke-branch wrong ngempela. Senze nje. I redeploy this thing manje ngayenza connect. Really boom. Alright. So it's now 8.1 Shield branches. But one can for minutes ago. The connects are deployment week 6. Yeah, that's connects into it. Now that's in that case. And it's 2 comments ahead. Week 8, see. Okay. And Saturday and 5. Week 6. So right now, check what we're doing. We're merging between Nama Lokunjana South. Nama conflict. A lot of conflicts. It has 4 conflicts. Let's see if this guy can solve it. Ingajimi and ngabona uTieto namenza lento editha GitHub. Bangaze kahle la mina. Alright then, so waiting for Vercel to check our status check, and boom, I'll check the process to be merged, I think. Confirm our merge. And we're inside. Remember that this is just the free account of GitHub. Imagine what you can do with the paid version of it. Go check our thing out. Top 5 projects. Boom. And now it's working online just as it worked locally. So this kind of completes your thing. If you can get your Gemini to work online, make a video of that happening, showcase it to us. We're gonna show you some love, we're gonna show you some appreciation. Thank you very much for being part of the 8-week challenge, even though it was a bit more than 8 weeks, but hey, we're keeping moving, we're keeping it P. So here's the deal. There's gonna be a blue today right at the P. So here's the deal. There's gonna be a blue today right at the starts of the second semester. I'm not sure about the date yet, but I will announce it to you guys once the date is out, and make sure that you all come prepared. Even if you haven't completed the challenge, you can still come, still watch, and you're gonna get plenty of gifts, and you're gonna get plenty of learning, and most importantly, networking, because networking is very important these days, and you guys really have to start networking. All right. And also we will be giving out let me not say, if you want to see what you're going to be giving out, pull up, you're going to see. But this is Planet 9 AI, and signing out.